Big year in the backyard, baby. We've been talking about this. We watched, hi, baby.
Hi.
Hi. She's going to be going in a second, so get your eyes full. Oh, fucking blood, back up.
I don't think they can see me.
Okay. Yeah, we watched the movie The Big Year with Steve Martin and Jack Black.
Oh, it was
and,
so good. It was very good.
Jablowski. See, that really is his name. That's a great name. It only makes sense that he'd be a Polak. Yeah. And yeah, all kinds of good stuff in there. That chick Rashid or whatever her name is from that one show, and then the other.
Yeah, Parks and Rec. She was in I Love You Man. She was the fiance in I Love You Man with Paul Rudd.
I saw that movie. The worst part, the only part I can remember is how, you know, how he met him at a viewing for a house or something. And they were doing their guy talk, and the other guy, I think it's Seth Rogen. Says, look, he's walking around like he's trying to hold in a fart. He's trying to, and they laughed and laughed and laughed. And I'm like, I hate to say it, but that's all I remember about that movie, and I didn't think that was that funny. It was just cheap humor, but they played it right because it's the cheap humor that the guys would do, I guess. But if they were going to be friends for life. But we watched The Big Year.
It was
and
great.
we watched people.
That was very good.
It really had a life story of messages in it and birds. Just fantastic. Brian Dennehy. We finally appreciating his son's love for these birds. It's that snowy owl, whatever the hell it was. He'd been wanting to see. Just thought he was having a heart attack. And these people in this movie, they're traveling all over the fucking country trying to, you know, see as many birds or hear. Preferably here, see, and yeah, Owen Wilson, yeah, and they travel all over. But you listen to our soundtrack here in the studio, they're often birds. The other day, we just had a heron's shadow fly over my face. I had to watch it a couple times just because I knew it. This damn heron flew right between the sun and me, close enough that, you know, its shadow was right on me like a laser beam. It went, cut me in half, right over my fucking head. And so people go places to see them. This is an area where, you know, part of the country, part of the migratory route and everything. And someplace like Minnesota, I think they get like hundreds of thousands at a time in fields in their migratory fucking trips. But all the birds, listen to them. You hear that? I know I'm hearing red-winged blackbirds because I'm seeing them. Red-winged blackbird, if you didn't know it, has 29 different songs, which is indicative of intellect. You know, we've got 26. We've only got 26 sounds that we know of in the English language. We have letters for them. Some of them fake each other, but it's the sounds. That's the next step.
Blue Jays have a lot of different ones.
I'm
too.
sure, yeah. When you hear the Blue Jays song, you will never know you're hearing a Blue Jays song unless you see it doing it. And then the Blue Jay itself, I heard it thicker and deeper the one time when I first realized what was going on, that they sing. I didn't, and I was like, that's that same bird. And I looked and I realized it was Blue Jays, but it was two of them, and they're sitting around a branch next to each other, harmonizing the song, which made it just rich and vibrant. And I was like, oh my God, they're luring in the girls for the big guns, you know, and then they'll fight over the girl and when she gets there, and she's gonna be like, you mean that's it? But she's thinking it's one just beautiful blue jay, and it's two. But blue jays, I don't think they share. They must. They're smart. I mean, you know, like crows. Don't get me started about all this. I think I've already talked about it in several different videos. If I were to go into the thing about how I'm looking at the crow's nest across from the porch in the morning with my coffee, and I know that crows always travel in 2 or 3 in their little thing, and if there's a third one, it's generally a rogue male that's looking for a mate, and they allow it to come along. And then you see the crow's nest up there. The one male has its nest over there. I think they take them from squirrels, and the mated pair is in the other nest, and then the one male in the mated pair flies off, and all of a sudden here comes the damn rogue male, and he comes fucking her in the nest. And I realized, well, sure, maybe crows stay together for life, but it doesn't mean they don't fuck around. Don't get me started about this. If I start talking about all these things, it's going to go on and on. But then here I'm saying we should have call it a big yard, a big year in the backyard, where, you know, people all over the damn country can just sit in their yards, and we'll see what the best place to live is if you like birds, you know. And here, just 5 minutes ago, I looked up. We're standing in the studio. We're thinking, is there anything worth talking about? We're getting a kitten. Gabby died. You know that Siete actually misses her. And, yeah. Well, it's a whole family thing. But, so she's looking at kittens we're getting ready to adopt, and she writes a great letter. It's
a rescue. We're doing rescue.
Yeah. Because, well, you want somebody that suffered a while before you put them in a room with Siete. Otherwise, he's not going to be able to take it. And she's doing that, and I looked up, and right there in the doorway out of the studio to the yard, and I told her, I said, stop, 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 look, hummingbird, hummingbird. And I looked, and it turned, and it looked at me, and it showed its crest. And it was the first male I've ever seen in this neighborhood, a ruby-throated hummingbird. And it was just pristine, just standing there. I felt like Steve Martin hanging on a fence in the rain, looking in, and she got up just in time to see it go fly off, but she didn't see it.
No, just
so that's, you know, the only way we know if she actually saw it. This doesn't count for your big year unless I verify it with you. That I saw it means she saw a ruby-throated hummingbird, but it's not the same, is it? It's just somebody else's story. You didn't get to see it. I'm so sorry.
Well, I thought they could count it even if
they do count it.
Hear it.
They do count it.
I would say,
but it just doesn't feel. If you're really loving looking at the birds, seeing the birds, it doesn't feel like it counts as much.
Yeah, it's
to
more
you.
of a technicality than anything else. Right.
I was saying what it means to you. Right. I'm sure you could gauge it, but you see, we've got these damn sand cranes flying over us. We see the herons fly over. We've got hummingbirds coming. We've got smart fucking red-winged blackbirds and blue jays. They take, you know, keep control of things. Seems to work in the bird world. It's a big year in the backyard, baby.
Big year in the backyard. You should make
sparrows, harbingers of death.
You should write it down.
Yeah, I should, but that would take work, and you know how.
Okay, I'm gonna get.
All right. Inside. And that's it. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for being with us. It's a big year in the backyard.